Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Kim and welcome back to Uncommonkim. Hello! So, today I am going to be going through all the series I want to finish by the end of 2023. There's a lot. To put it simply, there's a lot of series I want to finish by the end of this year. There is quite a few though that I have like one book left to finish in the series, some that are two, some that are three, and I'm basically going to go through from what I have the most to what I have the least, all through, and I'm not gonna go into details of like synopsis and things because a lot of these are like second, third books in the series and I obviously don't want to spoil it for anybody else. Also, if you can hear a fan in the background, I do apologise, it's hot. I'm trying to get loads of recording done today, and I'm really warm, so I put my fan on, so I hope you guys don't mind. But yeah, I'm basically going to start with the book I have the most left to finish, and we shall go from there. Cool. Let's begin. So, the first series I'm going to start and talk about with is going to be the David Bad trilogy. So, obviously, City of Brass isn't here because I have read City of Brass last month. And I really enjoyed it, and I would really love to finish this series by the end of the year because I really loved it. And this is what is left for me to finish of the trilogy. So we have Kingdom of Copper, The Empire of Gold, and The River of Silver. The series is by S.A. Chakrabarti, or known as Shannon Chakrabarti nowadays, but these are some big books, especially Empire of Gold, but that's okay. I'm quite happy to read it. I've heard that this series does get better as it goes on, so I am really excited, and I really want to finish this year, which I know is difficult. We're already coming up to mid-September, God help me, but I'm hoping I can make this video into some sort of series of me finishing off series, and hopefully you'll get a vlog in the next coming months of me finishing this off. But if you don't know anything about this series, I'd actually say it's better to go in the unknown, but yeah, I'm really hoping I can get to this soon, and this is going to be the biggest trilogy I have left out of all of them, but that's quite a few. So the next series I'm going to talk about is a bit of a weird one because it's 3 series in one universe, if that makes sense. So Shadowhunters. Now, back a few months ago I said to my cousin Lauren that we should read Shadowhunters, and let's just say we failed. Actually, I failed. She did quite well. We read the first 4 books in the Mortal Instruments, the entirety of the Infernal Devices, my new favourite series of all time, and then we stopped. So, I would like to finish Shadowhunters by the end of the year. So what I have left is 5 and 6 of the Mortal Instruments, which is City of Lost Souls and City of Heavenly Fire, the 2 biggest. Of course they are. I then have the entirety of the Dark Artifices trilogy and the entirety of the Last Hours trilogy. This I'm really excited for because it has the same characters or similar characters to the Infernal Devices, and that's all I care about. So this I know I'll fly through, but I do need to get around to this first before I come to this. I obviously do have a lot of short stories and standalones within the Shadowhunter series as well, but I'd rather just get the chunk of them done, especially now Cassandra Clare is going to be bringing out a new adult fantasy series. I want to get this ticked off so I can move on to other things. So I suppose in retrospect this is the biggest series I have because that's 6 books and then 2. If you count Shadowhunters as a whole series, it's completely up to you, but I do. So yeah, It's gonna be difficult, but you may see some Shadowhunter vlogs from me in the future of me trying to read these. We can hope. We can hope. We can hope, and we might have to pray, but it'll be okay. Next series I'm gonna briefly mention is Mistborn Era 1. So I have read The Final Empire, loved it, 5 stars, by Brandon Sanderson, and I am actually nearly halfway through The Well of Ascension, and then we have Hero of Ages, that is the 3rd book in this series, and I would really like to get to that soon. Again, these are chunky, these are big, but if I complete these next 2, Mistborn Era 1 will be complete, and then I can move on to Mistborn Era 2, because obviously Brandon Sanderson's books, they all link together, so if we can finish any of them, it's a goal. But yes, hopefully I can get these in. I'm just realising how big all these books are. The next 2 books are actually a series I haven't started yet, but I would like to. They're not as high on my TBR as the others, obviously, because the others I have actually started the series. For this I haven't. It is a duology, and it is Daughter of the Moon Goddess and The Son of the Heart of the Sun Warrior, by Sue Lynn Tan. I have actually started reading Daughter of the Moon Goddess. You can see I got up to here, and it wasn't that I wasn't enjoying it, I just ended up going into a reading slump for about a month and a half after this, and I am, now I've owned the next book, I'm ready to continue with the series. They've both got really lovely spread edges as well, so you can't complain. But yeah, I was doing a buddy read of this with my friend Danny, and sorry Danny, but I ditched you there because I went to a reading slump. So hopefully I can get this duology in by the end of the year. Next trilogy I would really like to get to before the end of the year is the Poppy War trilogy. I read the Poppy War. I will leave the video of me reading the Poppy War in 24 hours linked down below. I loved it, and I was like, I'm gonna carry on reading it straight away. I never did. So now I have 2 chunky boys to try and finish by the end of the year. And these are big books, and I've heard they're soul destroying as well, but I would love to get to them ASAP. But they're also just so stunning. Oh, I've just realised like how big all these books are, and I'm like, will I do this? I better bloody hope so. The next series I know I will complete, because I have already finished the 2nd book and I'm currently reading the 3rd, and that is The Greatcoats. So I actually finished this yesterday, loved it, 5 stars, whoop whoop. This is book 2. I'm now on to book 3, which is Saint's Blood. I'm about 100 pages in, and I then after this have 1 more book to go, and then this trilogy is done. I'm currently recording myself reading this. It's not even a trilogy, it's 4 books, but I've already read Traitor's Blade. But I'm currently reading this series for a vlog, so you'll see that quite soon. So I know for a fact I will finish this series this year, hopefully. But I just love the Greatcoats. Makes me so happy and warm. I'm sorry if I feel like I'm rushing through these, but my battery's flashing red and I'm like, shit. I need to finish this video. Okay, the next 5 books are all the last books in the series that I have to read. Some of them are duologies, some of them are trilogies, but this is the last book in this series, and then I've completed the series, so I need to finish it. The first book is Muse of Nightmares by Lani Taylor. Strange the Dreamer broke me. Strange the Dreamer is up there with one of my favourite books of this year, and I need to know what's going to happen next. So I would really love to get to this very soon. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen to these lovely characters, and for it to break my soul, because I know it will. But yeah, Stranger Dreamer was something else. I bloody loved that book. Battery died. Okay, so the last 4 books we're on to now. So the next one is the last book in the Ashes of Sun series, which is Emperor of Ruin by Janko Wexler. I read book 1 and book 2 of this for Ramathon back in April, and I absolutely bloody loved it, but it took me forever to get hold of this book. But now I've got it. I'm excited to read it. I will leave my Battleathon reading vlogs linked down below if you want to see my review for the first and second book, but it's such a good series. I really loved it. I got recommended this from Cassidy, so really excited. Also, the artwork for the books are just stunning, and I cannot wait to see how the series finishes. The next book is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, which is the second book in the Ninth House series. I read Ninth House, it was my first book of 2023. I loved it, and I really want to get this done. Just hit myself in the face with it. By the end of the year. I actually did start reading it, and I am 181 pages in, but I do want to restart because this was a little while ago now, and I can't really remember what happened. But I do love the series. There's lots of good reviews on this. Obviously there's loads of good reviews for Ninth House, and I love Ninth House. It was a 5-star read for me. But I do hope Hellbent will follow suit. We can hope. The next book is Last Argument of Kings by Joe Abercrombie. This is the last book in the first trilogy in the First Law series. I started reading the First Law series, a part of the First Law Along, which is Becca from Becca in the Books' read-along for catch-up book club, and I went into a slump, so I fell behind, and this is the last book in the first trilogy. I really enjoyed the first and second book. I think the first I gave 4 stars, and I think the second I gave 5, so I'm really intrigued to see how this little trilogy ends off, and then to carry on the rest of the First Law series. But I am hoping I can get to this, maybe even get to this and catch up with everywhere else, apart from catch up book club, but I don't know, because these books are hella chunky, so we will see, but fingers crossed I can. The last and final series I would love to finish this year is the Vicious. Is it Vicious? Is that what this series is called? I think so. And this is the second book, part of the Vicious duology by V. Schwab. This is Vengeful, and I believe it follows, it's basically like people with magic powers. I think that top bit kind of sums it up quite well. Magneto and Professor X, Superman and Lex Luthor, Victor Vale and Eli Ever, Sydney and Serena Clark, great partnership, now soars on the vine. Can't describe this pretty well, but this is the second book in the duology, and by finishing this I finish another series, which would be great, would make my life easier. If not, I'll just get to this next year, but it will basically mean it's another series of V. Schwabs that I have finished, which would be lovely, because then I'm nearly caught up with all of her backlist. Yeah, there's not much left I haven't read of V. Schwabs then. But yeah, that is all the series I would love to read by the end of the year. I am hoping I can, but obviously quite a few of them are very chunky. But I'm planning on doing a series where I'll basically do a reading vlog of me reading each, or finishing off each series. I might even do a reading vlog for all the ones that I've got the last books of to read in the series. I might do like a joint reading vlog for that, but you will see the Greatcoats reading vlog coming very soon because I'm currently doing that now. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. We are still on our way to 100. We are very close, which is very exciting, and I will see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.